Everything looks so plain. Sometimes. Depends on how I feel like you know where to look, how to look. Cross and a compass. Doesn't that make sense? Anyways, I'm gonna drop something heavy on you. A little bit of spoilers, I guess. My novel. You'd be surprised, actually, how much I've been able to incorporate my own personal philosophy into this narrative. I'm treating it as if it's my apprentice, the book, because, one day my grandkids will read it, great-grandkids. So it kind of has to have that gravitas, I suppose. And that's another reason why I'm going to do the Kickstarter, because God knows if I'm going to do this again. I'd like to make another installment of this book, but we'll see how it plays out. But since this is the first time I'm doing it, I'm asking for help in getting that all together for a nice binding. And I think I touched on some of the tiers that I'll be considering, like, of course, digital copies, soft covers, hard covers, and some fancy editions. But the most appealing and most, I think, cool thing is, I think on the top tier, if you're able to donate a certain amount, which I'm just going to basically put your name in the back of the book. I'm going to make like a crew manifest, because this narrative follows kind of a nautical vibe. It's not exclusively like pirates and sailors and Caribbean shit. No. That's just their ride, man. They got a sailboat. But it's modern times. So in the back of the book, I'm going to have a crew manifest, and you'll have a permanent shout out there forever as somebody that helped fund this expedition. I think that's pretty cool. So let me go ahead and read something really quick. Again, I'm speaking to my apprentice. The middle way of the craftsman. So every piece of wood and every stone, it carries its own law. The grain, it runs one way, and those cracks, they break another. Look at that. You can fight it or you can listen. This choice and that balance, that's my middle way. Now remember, the world is of the same essence, centered. So let me paint that picture. We spoke before about those old holy books, their concepts of energy, and how they often misunderstand exactly what it is. Well, I think we left off on the Demiurge. If we keep going, they call them the Logos. It's known as the Great Craftsman. A lot of people are wary, a lot of people revere it. But it's said that he laid down the lines and the boundaries of matter. It's just like you when you mark your cuts before you cut. The order isn't perfect. No creation that's ever shaped in time and space is. But it gives you something to work with. And that's a gift. That's structure. So, going with the same thought, think of the Holy Spirit as the breath you take before the first strike. Or that silence and prayer. It's the spark that makes that dead wood come alive. It's what whispers the answer when your hand hesitates. It doesn't bind you to the law of the grain. It shows you the meaning behind form, the unity behind the flaw. Without that breath, the work is just mechanical. And with it, it flows. But there's the other side. We have to understand it. Because you'll always meet something. There's resistance. It's that warped board. The chip chisel and the distractions in your own mind. This is the shadow at the edge of every workshop. The flaw that tests your patience. In the holy tongue, they call it distortion, falling short of the good. So I don't think you'll ever get yourself rid of it. That craftsman who waits for perfect wood will never carve anything worth holding. So, what do? Maybe consider the middle way. You respect the order set by Logos, you breathe with the spirit to rise above the material, and you meet the flaws head on. You don't curse them, you carve into them and with them. The resistance, it'll soften into its form if you listen. And in the end, it's actually the imperfection that makes the work alive. And just between us, that's the secret. Because God himself works no differently.